Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at ICP, seeing what's going on. It's definitely looking pretty solid here in the overall sense of breaking free from its range. Again, as we talked previously, range band activity. Once it's broken, it typically will establish higher highs and higher lows, at least if it's moving in the upside, right? So we're going to double check that and a few other key factors here, draw out some new fib levels here. We'll go with some macro fibs just so we can get some better perspective on larger key level supports and resistances since it's moving so quickly, and just to help understand best practice and big picture for scenarios like this. So if you are new to the channel, just know I love teaching people to trade, and I hope you can learn something today. If you do want to become a better trader, again, cryptocash.tech is the website. We're having a pretty good go at things here. We took some nice profits here from Crowcoin earlier, and we're right on the verge with what, XRP. No, actually, XRP is a little ways away. It's misbehaving today. But what is it? Adam's looking pretty strong. We'll be hitting targets with that here in a moment. So the question I get a lot right now is like, hey, should I get in because things are pumping? Typically, the best practice is to avoid these kind of movements and to trade range-bound activity, right? Because a lot of times you got specific levels things are working within. I would say that at this point, though, in general, it could go either way, and we're going to double check a few things to kind of see. Us being below the 20-day SMA and above the 50, that's more positive than negative, but it tells us that we haven't truly broken free from this descending trend yet. In other words, while it's nice to have higher highs and higher lows, and the likelihood of the price going up from here is higher, we have a lot of resistance based on volume, as well as the fact that we're not officially breaking bullish because we're not over the 20-day SMA yet. Most coins are under the 20 for the moment, which is fine. They think they will get over that, obviously, if Bitcoin can hold its current range. But generally speaking here, it's not like a bullish sign by any stretch. But what is bullish here is getting really close to breaking over 50 on the RSI. And I say really close because today's candlestick hasn't closed yet. You never want to presume or assume a candle is going to close in whichever direction until it does, right? So at this point, we're still almost there, but not quite. Stochastic RSI swinging upwards, letting us know we do have a shift in momentum. And obviously, the MACD is trying to converge, but hasn't yet. So this is a bit of a premature celebration, if you will, but it's also fairly warranted just based on the fact that Bitcoin breaking free from its range, likely to hold 53,000 or higher, gives us a strong probability of the price continuing up for most altcoins. Ethereum is doing phenomenal, and when ETH does very well, most alts continue to follow, right? So for the most part, I would say you're statistically better off taking longs versus shorts right now, just in general. That's kind of the consensus. We're in between all four moving averages. That's not a bullish sign, again, like I mentioned. And we can see here as well with getting up over 50 on the RSI and money flow index high, plus stochastic, that's more of a bullish sign there. Okay, so that's good. Being below the 50-day SMA, not phenomenal. Kind of just letting us know that 1313, that key level fib level there is probably going to be a strong resistance for us. But the probability of coming to that level and or higher at 1350 is greater because we have a lot of convergences on the midterm time frame here. So to me, this is a very strong, good sign here to me. I'm not super concerned with us being below that price action, but I can say that if the price comes up here and just say rejects, for example, we'll probably see a bounce off this 1270 mark, based on that being a more recent high where the price action couldn't break free from its range. And now that it has, it'll likely pivot and bounce off that. Just like 53,000 for Bitcoin, stronger probability the price will hold and maintain that level now that it's broken it to the upside, and there's tremendous amount of volume coming into the coin. We can see this here as well. I wouldn't say this is tremendous, but we do have more volume into this coin now, increasing higher and essentially being higher than that current moving average. So this is a pretty solid sign. I mean, you look at this, we got 2 hours left in the candle, and we're already meeting our moving average. So there's a solid chance the price will continue moving forward here in the upward direction. Taking a look at the hourly, though, let's confirm a couple of things here, too. And we can double check with Ichimoku Cloud and just TD sequential, for example. We are at a 6, so we're getting closer to an overextended state. Nothing to worry about, though, with money, RSI, everything kind of hanging out right where it's supposed to. This is actually a good sign here, good look. I wouldn't be surprised, again, if we get a slight pullback to the 1275 mark. If so, I wouldn't be concerned. I would say that's a perfect place to consider a long. So I'll just go ahead and set alert there as a consideration. And then obviously we want to look at, when we look at the cloud, we're above it, of course, but it was range bound for some time. The key takeaway here is that we're over, the lagging span's free and clear. So we got about, 24 hours at least before you want to consider closing your long position. You may even want to consider taking one too, because you have a statistical probability of the price going higher than lower. But once more, you might want to have some tight targets there. It's not like super tight, but you can get good, 1 or 2% with leverage, maybe, 12, 20% return depending on your leverage amount, essentially up to this level. But 1313 upwards of 1345 will be the resistance range for us here. Okay, so just kind of recognize that. And once again, more recent highs working as potential resistance areas. So all in all, pretty good shape here. Things are looking pretty fantastic for ICP. It's not confirmed bullish on the bigger pictures, but just say, for example, we see this kind of, the price stays where it's at or goes a little higher in the next 24 hours. That'll give us more confirming factors on the daily time frame, and that'll let us know that we are, once again, back on the right side of the tracks. For right now, though, a little premature, but also still looking pretty good. I guess the takeaway would be that don't short, consider longs. That's basically the concept. Instead of being one of those incredulous individuals that has to try to short everything, because there's people like that, I would not recommend shorting to this level here at 1275. I'd recommend considering a long there if it gets to that level. The key takeaway here is that if and when, those are all two different things, right? But we don't know if it's going to hit that level. And if we do, and it does at that level, you'll be much more successful taking a long versus a short position into it. Because again, the margin for expansion is greater to the upside than it is to the downside. Look at how much support we have in this range at 1250 is a close approximate. It's statistically more probable for the price to continue higher than it is to go lower at this point. All right, folks, so that's kind of where we're at there. Quickly to note here as well, I got confirmation from Bitunix. They are adding ICP to their exchange, so be sure to check them out. $5,500 in rewards if you use my link to register, and also future trading competitions. We have like a $10,000 prize pool coming up here for our community. So awesome stuff. Use that to register, and we'll go ahead and double check a few other things as well here soon. So hope you all have a great rest of the day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.